Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Breaking Their Silence. And this is a new documentary from Carrie David, who previously worked on Bill Core's The Will to Live and the two Agent Cody Banks films, which is interesting. And this documents the scope of wildlife tracking and poaching through the lens of the women around the world risking their lives to help end it. And this is a very engrossing and heartfelt documentary that focuses on the lives of these women and the lives of the animals that they have sworn to protect. And this is a very interesting, this is like a 2-hour documentary that really just takes its time setting up. Here's a woman. What does she do? Why does she do it? And how is she helping these animals? And you get to see, hear directly from them, talking about their experiences, talking about how they're dealing with things, with the sexism in their situations, with the red tape in their situations, with the horrible things happening to the animals that they're sworn to protect. There's some really great examples here of, there's penguins with their with all of their scales and tracking down poachers who are selling them in bulk in Asia, and these poor little armadillo looking things, and they're just so cute, and horrible things are happening to them. And then they show horrible, this film goes there. It shows you some footage, and it's hard to watch, and it should be, but it doesn't glorify it. There's a level of emotion and care in how they're portrayed, and you showed an elephant on its last breaths after somebody dug through and cut out its tusks, and you have this rhino who survived having its horns ripped out and trying to survive, and you can see the wound and everything, and this movie really got me because I really love animals. I grew up being that kid that knew way too much about animals, and elephants and rhinos and hippos were always animals that I loved. I was a big kid. Maybe that had something to do with it. Some kindredship there. But I love them, and this film really shows some emotional stories and impactful tales of these women that are putting themselves out there. And there's a lot of heart here. There's a lot of earnestness. There's a lot of genuine emotion in this film of these women talking about their experiences and talking about how they can fight these things, how we can fight these things. And it's just for all the ivory to just slaughter these animals and not only take their ivory, but kill them to make them more of a hot commodity because economics. And it's just really messed up. And obviously this has been going on for years, but what I appreciate about this film that isn't just this PSA, it's a very personal story of all these women, and you really get to hear their stories and their perspectives that gives this film some layers. And it could have just been, these bad things are happening, this is what you need to do kind of thing, and really in your face, but it's not the documentarian throwing this in your face. It's giving these women a chance to open up, share their voices, and share their experiences and what they see and what they've been able to accomplish and what they need help with. And I think that's a very special kind of film here. I'm not going to say this film's a technical masterpiece because it very much is here's some footage, here's some interviews kind of thing. It's not something that's really deep and experimental or interesting in the way that it's shot, but this perspective that it takes where it has this very formulaic setup of how it introduces each of these characters, these people in this film, and what they do, you get a lot of what they're able to accomplish, and there's a lot of heart. And heart goes a long way in this film. And I think the emotion also carries it an even further distance. So this isn't one of the greatest documentaries I've seen this year. There's other ones that I think hit harder, that really transcended what I imagine what a documentary can be. But this is something that has so much heart and truth in it that I couldn't help but really, really like this a lot. And this is definitely one of those documentaries where I'm like, please check out Breaking Their Silence. It's an important film, and it's a meaningful film. If you have trouble with animal violence, they don't, like, they show aftermath, and it's still tough, but it's worth your time. But those are my thoughts on Breaking Their Silence. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.